Hello everyone, welcome to GED. Today we have some tortilla chips and some spinach dip, and we're talking about data caps are a scam. So guys, this spinach dip, it's market side spinach dip, probably backwards in the camera. Yes, market side is a Walmart brand. But I find this spinach dip to be, tolerable. It's okay. It's all right. And just some standard tortilla chips with which to palate it with. It's definitely a super salty combination, but it's almost like a ranch spinach dip, and I don't know, it just suits the tortilla chip quite well. These tortilla chips are Kroger brand, and for the price, which is like $1.50, Kroger brand tortilla chips are very, very good. They're crunchy, they're thick, they work. Delicious. What kind of chip do you guys like with your spinach dip? Do you like the standard Lay's normal potato chip? Some people like a flavored chip. Others prefer the tortilla. Still some prefer just veggies, standard carrots, celery. Something to keep the carbs and the salt at bay. Speaking of keeping something at bay, data caps need to be kept at bay by us, the consumers, because data caps are probably the biggest scam of our generation, of any generation. Most ISP service providers in America put somewhere around a 1 terabyte a month data cap on their services. And I know services in Australia also have a data cap of some sort. But the amount of limitation that is to the average consumer is ridiculous in our day and age. My ISP, personally, after you hit a 1 terabyte limit, charges $10 for every 50 gigs. Also, you can do an unlimited plan for $50 extra a month on top of your normal plan. But for my plan, and I have a very premium high rate plan, is almost 50% increase just for data. 50% of my internet bill just for extra data that I should already have included. ISP companies, cell phone companies, any carrier that provides data that does this sort of limitation is downright scamming its population, its customer base. It is literally stating that here before you is a lake, a bottomless, fathomless lake of data. But they hand you a tiny baby spoon and say you can only use this once a month. Why, you ask? Greed. It's all greed. There is no equipment in the world that would impose such limitations that ISP providers use. A single piece of gear, a single router, a single transistor-based fiber line can last for years upon years, literally transmit uncountable amounts of data. And they already charge you an arm and a leg for the premium of just using your service for that little bit. Unless you live in a major, and I mean major metropolitan area, your lines aren't going to be saturated. I'm sure some people in the comment section will come up and say, oh yeah, but in this experience, or actually you're wrong, they can be saturated. Not to the point of non-usability, of failure to function. It's just not going to happen. Again, unless you're in a heavily saturated area with a very weak line, which 99% of the population is not. But still, they will continue to charge, and the load line calibration will go on as they collect your dollar bills. If internet companies are allowed to subsist, exist, whatever you want to call it, on their own, unregulated, unpoliced, I want to say. Well, it's not the right word, but eventually we're going to be paying by the megabyte. 1 megabyte, 10 cents, whatever it equivalates out to. Not going to do a math guess, but it's the future. Literally all of the internet will be segregated by those who pay and those who don't. And the saddest part of all this is that the majority of people just accept it. I mean, most people's internet bills are way over $70 a month just for internet, not counting everything else. And yes, it's almost a daily part of the world's usage. I know, not the entire world is connected to the internet, but for the majority of countries, yes, they are. And please don't high and mighty that comment and say, oh yeah, well, actually the majority of the world is not connected to the internet. Because you're right, but I digress. The fact that we're being bamboozled by the companies that run it is the key point here. How do you feel about it? How are you going to fight it? Or are you just going to accept your fate as the prices rise? For the gamer, the content creator, the avid work-oriented individual on the internet, we're going to be hit the hardest. Because, man, when those rates skyrocket, we're going to want the best, but it's going to be way up there. Way, way up there. Anyways, those are just kind of some of my thoughts, opinions, and the truth of the matter. But you, do your own thinking, do your own research, find out what's right around the bend from you. And remember, to game, eat, and discuss. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.